To the 83% of the people who participated in this poll, this scenario is just for you. To the 17% who wanted a Portugal Central Powers video, I'll still do that after this video has been uploaded. So let's begin. After the Prussians won the Austro-Prussian War in 1866, they directly annexed many small German states into their kingdom, while creating a confederation with much of northern Germany, a North German Confederation. This cemented Prussian dominance in Germany and replaced Austria as the leader of the German-speaking world. Although in between 1866 and 1869, the southern German states of Bavaria, Württemberg, Baden, and Hesse posed an idea of a South German state to counter Prussian power in Germany. This failed in our timeline due to disagreements between the German states, causing negotiations to fail. But what if, in an alternate timeline, a South German state had been formed? Well, that's the question we're going to explore today in this alternate history. Well, in order for this to happen, we need the South German states to be more united in their cause to create a Southern Germany. Historically, in our timeline, many leaders of those South German states, like the Bavarian Prime Minister Chlodwig Karl Victor, who preferred to join the North German Confederation rather than create a Southern counterpart. So we need leaders like these to propagandize the fact that Prussia wants to strip the more rural South from their power and assimilate it into the industrial North or something like that. This will cause negotiations between the southern German states to be more smooth and successful than in our own timeline. Through Austrian and French support, a South German Federation is born. This will stall German unification by a few decades due to southern Germany now being united under one government instead of four. South Germany's biggest ally would most likely be Austria-Hungary, who was weakened by Prussia after the defeat in the Austro-Prussian War, and would even try to merge with the South German states to stabilize their new multi-ethnic dual monarchy, further straining Austro-Prussian relations. This world we've created here is completely unrecognizable than our own timeline. Instead of a united German empire with its Austro-Hungarian ally, we now have two Germanys, a North German Confederation led by Prussia and a South German Federation led by Austria. Due to the already bad relations between the two countries, it seems like a world war is on the horizon. Now we move on to 1885. Assuming that everything else in history goes the same way, the scramble of Africa would most likely go the same. Except, in this timeline, we would have both of the Germanys compete for colonies in Africa. I could see South Germany gaining some of the colonies a united Germany got in our timeline, like Namibia and Togo, but I could see most of their colonial efforts being placed on the Horn of Africa in order to outcompete Italy. We now move on to the most interesting part of this scenario, an alternate World War I. How this World War would start is impossible to predict, so I'll leave that up for interpretation. Obviously, the two teams of this war would be North Germany and South Germany, but what about the rest of the continent? The only alliance I'm 100% certain in is the Italo-North German alliance. The rest is like investing in stocks. The stocks, alliances in this case, can change over time. But the one thing I do want to mention is that in this alternate timeline, since there are two Germanys instead of one, the Bonapartist regime of Napoleon III still stands. This would make France a wild card due to the inconsistent foreign policy of Napoleon III. On one hand, we could see a Franco-South German alliance, which could potentially cause France to expand up to the defendable Rhine River and maybe even puppet Italy. On the other hand, though, a Franco-North German alliance could see France expand into the indefensible southern Catholic Germany. I'm gonna go with the Franco-South German alliance. If this is the case, I could see Britain siding with the North Germans to the Franco-South German threat. True wild card here is Russia, although I do see a Russia-North German alliance being more likely than a Russia-South German alliance due to Austria in our history diplomatically betraying Russia in the Crimean War. I do see both alliances being interesting though, so to cap off this video, I'll do two scenarios. One where the North Germans win, and another where the South Germans win, with Russia being the deciding factor. In the scenario where the North Germans win, we could see a Russia looking to expand into Austria and the Balkans, hoping that the allies of Romania, Serbia, Greece, and Montenegro join in. This will expand the war to the Balkans, with nations like the Ottoman Empire and Bulgaria joining with the South Germans. This war will be a lost cause to South Germany because they can't realistically compete with the Navy of Britain, the industry of North Germany, and the army of Russia. Even if you look at this map alone, we could see the Franco-South German alliance that is surrounded by enemies by most sides. In the peace treaty, depending how badly France loses the war, they could lose Brittany and Normandy to Britain, get its border with North Germany pushed west, losing valuable coal reserves in the process. Italy would gain Tunisia, Savoy, French Djibouti, and northern modern-day Chad from France. The British would also gain the deserts of French West Africa while snatching Indochina from them, or maybe even giving it to the Japanese in order for them to be neutral. In terms of the Austrians, Galicia will be annexed into Russia, Romania will get Transylvania, Serbia would form Yugoslavia, annexing Bulgaria in the process, Italy would gain all of Somalia from southern Germany, while Hungary and Czechoslovakia would gain independence under Russian protection, with the remainder of the state going to the North Germans, united Germany under Prussian rule. Moving on to the Ottomans would lose much of western Anatolia to Greece, Ottoman Armenia would become a part of Russian Armenia, and much of the Arabian Peninsula would be either colonized or influenced by the British. This timeline I cooked up right here has led to a powerful British Empire, a united Germany, and an expanded Russian Empire. And Italy exists too, I guess. But going back, what if the South Germans won World War One? Combined with the fact that Russia's on their side, Germany is basically a great playing, and that North Germany and Italy are fighting two basically disconnected wars. This would be unwinnable for the North Germans. They would put up a good fight against the South Germans, French, and Russians, but they would eventually collapse under those three armies. Italy, with their mediocre army, would also fall. In the peace treaties, we would see a complete partition of North Germany, with France gaining territories up to the Rhine, Russia gaining Polish territories up to the Oder River, and South Germany gaining the rest, uniting Germany under Habsburg rule. Lombardia Veneto will be ceded to the Habsburgs, with border territories going to France. Since the Habsburgs got the most spoils in Europe, France would get the most spoils in Africa, with the Habsburgs only gaining modern-day Tanzania and all of Somalia. Depending how bad Britain loses, they could lose some minor colonies like modern-day Somaliland and Sierra Leone to France. But due to their formidable navy, they would most likely get the lightest treatment of them all. This timeline I cooked up right here has led to four, soon to be five, competing great powers: the liberalizing British, a neo-Napoleonic France, a multi-ethnic Habsburg Germany, and a conservative Russian Empire. Later, as the decades go by and the world starts to globalize, the industrial United States becomes the fifth great power of the world, leaving us with a multipolar, five-sided Cold War. I hope you enjoyed my third alternate history scenario. To the 17% of the people who participated in the poll, the Portugal video is coming up. Just be patient. So this has been Awesome History, and adios, amigos.